Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello, and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? I really hope it's been a good one. This week has been another busy week for me. Really busy. But I want to talk about the weather first of all, because living in England, of course, we always talk about the weather. It's been lovely, hasn't it? It's been really nice. And right now, while I'm recording this, I'm doing it early Sunday morning. Normally I do it in the evening, but because the clocks have gone back in England, I had to lay in. Normally it'd have been till 8:30, and I normally get up at like 6:15. But this morning it's 7:20, so I had an hour lie-in, which was wonderful. Really, no, 2 hours, 2-hour lie-in. But because of the clock's gone back, it's only 7:30. So I'm looking at this beautiful window in our cottage, and the sky is blue, the sun's risen, and it's just looking very beautiful. I love living in England, I really do. It's just got so much going for it, and when the weather is beautiful, honestly, it's just stunning. So yeah, there's loads of dew, and I can see birds, and it's just lovely. It's just so nice. So yeah, it's been a nice week weather-wise, and very grateful for that. We've really needed it because Will has been busy on the cottage this week. So we have moved in. All is well. It's not been easy. I think I discussed that last week because of just time restrictions, but we've done our best, and actually there is still loads of work to do, and there's still unpacking and sorting to do, but we're settled, we're doing good, we really are, and we're on top of things. And Will has been working on the outside of the cottage, so inside outside, because he has been doing the windows, changing 2 windows, which went quite smoothly, which was good, seeing as he's not a window fitter, but the boy did good. And he had some help with someone, with a friend, and then he attempted I say attempted, he did, that we had a long window, and then we had another window next to it, and then there was like a wall underneath it. And so what he wanted to do was change that to patio doors. So this week, one day, and I think it was Wednesday afternoon, he decided that he was going to change that to patio doors. Well, he'd never done this before. He'd done the other smaller windows, but never attempted to put patio doors in place of where a window and a wall was. You know, I could understand him doing it, if it was like patio doors to patio doors, but it was a window, another window, and a wall. So he had to convert this whole thing into patio doors. Now, his name is Will I Can, and the boy did do it, but when I got home on Wednesday night, he wasn't a happy boy, not at all, because it hadn't gone well. And our dining table was propping up the glass in the window. And he was stressed because he didn't know how he was going to fix it. And like the windows have gone, like there's just like a pane of glass in the 2 like doors, the doors like in there, but they're just propped up. And he literally was like, Caroline, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And I'm like, I kept very calm. I was like, you can do it. I have absolute faith in you. You're going to be able to do this. It's going to be good. And I said, I'm going to pray to the window angels to help you, to the patio doors angels, to whatever angels you need, you're going to have them. And I just like visualised him doing it. And yeah, so that night he looked at YouTube and researched on how to put patio doors in. And then I get the phone call the next morning at work at 10:30. We've done it. I was like, yes, he did it. He'd figured it out on YouTube. Of course, the angels turned up and helped him. Of course they did. And he did these patio doors. So we now have working patio doors. There's a bit of decorating work to do. But how good is that? He's so good. I said to him, he should have his own YouTube channel, Will I Can. I think it would be so cool. And Instagram channel, just to show people what he can achieve. It's incredible. It really is. And it was just like, I just knew he would be able to do it, and had absolute every faith in it that he would. So it's just about believing in ourselves, I think, isn't it? And trying not to get so stressed. But it's so hard, isn't it? When it's you not stressed, it's really hard just to take some breaths and just do some Ho'oponopono work, because it all goes out the window. And so, yeah, that was funny in the week. Just me turning up. Will's like, that wasn't funny that Will was so stressed. I didn't like to see that at all. Not at all. But what was funny was, the dining table's there because that's propping up the patio doors. I'm like, oh, okay, great. So this week was busy for me for a number of different reasons. One, I had to make a difficult decision. I think it was last week or the week before at work. I have generally Tuesdays and Wednesdays off work, and I have cover on Tuesdays and Wednesdays out the back to answer the phones and do the orders and everything else. And normally what's happened in the past, like my team have kind of organically moved across to that role. My daughter's done it, and then the wonderful Louise did it. And my mum did it before COVID. So it's just been a role that's kind of naturally evolved. And you kind of need to know Quest really, and its idiosyncrasies and its quirks and our customers and everything else, because we really value our customer service. And we do have a website, and we do have telephone orders, and it's kind of a big part, and there's admin work to do and everything else. So I employed someone to do that role, but of course they couldn't. There wasn't the feel for it because they hadn't done it before. They didn't know Quest and everything else. So sadly, they left, and it was a difficult decision to make, but it just wasn't. It just was wrong. I don't think the job was necessarily there. So they weren't with me for long till I realised that it just wasn't right. But again, it's still a difficult decision because it kind of impacts on the rest of the team, impacts on me not having this role. So I've decided for now that I've taken on this role, which is great because obviously I know Quest inside out, but it's a difficult decision to make because obviously that's going to impact on having some time out, some time off away from the business. Now, I love what I do. It's like my heart's work. I love all what I do. I love the shop. I love everything of what I do. I love serving people. I love talking to people. I love helping people. I love that all. And I love being part of the team, and I love the soul coach work and developing the app and doing all the creative stuff that I'm doing, and doing the Living a Life of Magic course because I just love it, but just need some downtime anyway. So this week I've been tired because I haven't had a day off since beginning of October, and sort of like 8th of October, and it's hard. And it's okay though, at the same time. And I think the more we get settled here, the more we get settled here, the more the foundation is right here, the more I'll be able to do. But I must talk about me just for a minute, because this is my podcast, so I can talk about me, which is great. But we need to take that time out for ourselves. So I'm just noticing, and I'm going to write a blog about this next year, about noticing the small wins. And the small wins for me this week have been that the lovely Laura came back to work and I was able to have time off from about 3 p.m, where normally I'd be home at like half six. I was finished at 3. So I could come home and do some unpacking and just have a little bit of chill time, and just take care. And then I'm off for 5 days. We're off for 5 days from the 4th of November. So I'll get downtime there. And I think it's really important for me, just reflecting on my week, that I've got this time off. And Harriet's going to cover me, my other daughter who has the sweet shop. So she's going to cover. And it just made me realise how to notice the small wins when you haven't got time, like you haven't got a day off to do things, or a day off to catch up with yourself. I found that could be quite overwhelming, but actually just noticing the small wins has really helped me massively. It really has. And just making sure that I take that time out. So that's been like difficult. And I think when we work for ourselves, these are the challenges that we face. Carving time out for ourselves, riding with the busy time, riding with what we need to be doing, but also just planning in some time where we can get away. The problem I have is that when I go away, well, it's not really a problem. It's not a problem at all. But when I go away, I have time. And what that means for me is I can start doing my creative work, which I love, because that's been another frustration, because I've been so busy at work and then busy at home. I haven't had time for creativity, and I love the creativity as well. So it's interesting. I don't know, my brain just seems to be on alert the whole time. But last night, Saturday night, I didn't take my phone. We had a date night indoors. Some friends were coming round, but sadly they weren't well. So we just had a free night, and we had... So our evening routine is I come home from work, have a coffee, and we have a catch up, and then we have some dinner, clear up, and then we'll watch something on Netflix or on Amazon or Catchup TV, something like that. But last night, because we had all night and the clocks were going back, we watched 2 films. I watched a Christmas film. We watched a Christmas film. I love Christmas films. I think they're great. And we've started in October. And I said to her, how many Christmas films can we watch a week? He said 2. I said, oh, does that mean then we can watch 2 this weekend and start from Monday? He's like, no, it starts from Friday. I'm like, oh, I've only got 1 more Christmas film to watch this week. I love them because they just feel so good. So I actually put my phone away, and it was wonderful to have an evening just with Will and I. We had coffee, we had dinner, we had a glass of red wine, and we had cheese, because I'd bought cheese for a friend. So we just indulged in cheese, and it was great. It was really good. It was so nice. So that, again, noticing the small wins, that was such a massive win, because we haven't had any time really to sit down and have this kind of evening, because we've been all both too busy or stressed. So the other thing that was really great this week was that I had a coaching client in Mauritius. How fantastic is the internet? And I think I spoke to this before on a previous podcast, but since 2020, Zoom has just been great, hasn't it? I think we should have all had shares in Zoom. Amazing. So to be able to coach in Mauritius this week was wonderful. I have coaching clients kind of placed in different places of the world, and I love it. Mexico, France, all over. It's just great. Italy. I just love how the power of Zoom can access so many people, and to be able to offer coaching or healing anywhere in the world is amazing. And even looking at some people want me to do palm readings, and they send me a photo of their hands, and I'm able to kind of do a bit of a combined coaching and palm reading. So that's been really cool this week. That has definitely been a win for sure. Definitely. So what have you been up to this week? What went well for you? What was your small wins? What was a win for you? I think another win for me was just being present. And I think we talked about this last week, just about being present to everything that showed up in my life this week. Just having presence, listening, and just, acting from being present. And it's so hard, but the more we practice, the more we can engage in presence, and it really helps the brain to focus, because there's not been this incessant chatter going on in my brain this week that kind of plays in the background that I don't even notice. And I think I talked about this and about noticing what we're saying to ourselves. And this week I've just noticed that I've been a lot more present, and I haven't actually noticed the background noise that's been going on. I had a really productive meeting this week. It was talking to a company called Motion Marketing, and she is all about marketing, and there's just certain things that I want to be able to get out there because they're really good, like the app, the Soul Space app, which I just absolutely love the gratitude journal of that, and I love the meditations. And we just, I've spoken to quite a few people about it this week, and they all say it's so much needed. And the bit that is just that people like a lot is the daily reminders, and it's just receiving daily affirmations. So you can get them hourly, weekly, you can get them daily, you can get them twice a day, you can get them however long you want, but they're daily affirmations to remind us of that to remind us that we are to be positive, that we are great, that we can take a breath, take a moment for gratitude. And these daily reminders, I think, are really, really cool, because when we're in a coaching session, or when we're in a workshop, or when we're with like-minded people, it's great. We leave feeling so buzzy and we're feeling so great. But then as our daily lives come in and take over and we forget. And so this app plugs that to remind us of our brilliance, and remind us of that connection, and remind us of that kind of soul connection. So yeah, it's I just love the app that we've created, and we're expanding it, and we're going to be doing more and adding more. And yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that expansion. And there's some meditations going on there very, very soon, I believe, some updated ones. So yeah, look out for those if you've got the app. It's such a joy to do. It really is. And so, yeah. And also the Living a Life of Magic course, which is anybody that's not feeling like they're on track, or they're feeling on purpose, or they're just feeling a bit lost, or they've got lots of mind chatter and need a focus, then the Living a Life of Magic course is a must. And so we're going to be talking a lot more. I know we just released the Amel Living a Life of Magic podcast, so I've been interviewing lots of people who are already living a life of magic, just to inspire and hear their story, and just to hear that everyone has a journey, and that literally, like the lotus flower at the bottom of the pond where it starts, it has to push through weeds, and it has to push through like the bottom of the pond and work its way up through stuff until it rises up in the pond, and then there's a beautiful lotus flower, and it's all its glory and it's all its brilliance. And every single human being on this planet, and the people that I interview who are already living a life of magic, have to go through their journey. They have to go through their journey of life. And sometimes it is like going through weeds. It's like going through muck in the bottom of a pond and having to fight the way to the top. It really can feel like that. And so this is where the Living a Life of Magic course can really help to do that. And so I'm going to be talking a lot more about that, talking about what's in there on my podcasts, and also interview more people who are already living a life of magic to hear their story and what the keys are. I know some of the people that I've spoken to already is tenacity is one thing, and belief is another. And just keep turning up. Just keep turning up and just doing. Just not making themselves a problem, like overcoming things and just doing it. Yeah. So that's really cool. So yeah, I had this meeting and it was quite mind-blowing actually. Some things that we need to do on our website and stuff, but it's exciting and it's like a new chapter. Feels like we've moved and there's like this new chapter now moving forward, and so that we can, reach out and spread out positivity in whatever format that lands with people, and inspiration, and just putting out a light out there really. And I've got there's so many things. Honestly, I've created a book of Zen. I need to get that out to print, and I've got a big to-do list. Anyway, action list. I'm not calling it to do. I want to call it action list. It feels much better for me. So how are you already living a life of magic? Are you feeling like you're living a life of magic? Are there things that you feel like, are you feeling a little bit in fear? Or are you a bit feeling anxious about your life and moving forward? Do you know what your purpose is, what your thing is? Are you on track? Are you already living a life of magic? And what were the steps there? What's your journey? What's your like path? What's your book? Every single part of it has played a part. And where you are now, if you're happy with it, then amazing. But if you're not, you can change it. You have the power to change that. You really do. So what's going on this week? Next week is Halloween, isn't it? I think Halloween and Diwali are on the same night. And just love Diwali and Festival of Light. And I love Halloween as well. I love it when the children come round, and adults and teenagers come round and come in for their sweets. And Harriet and her boyfriend Matt live in an area in Epsom where it's very populated with families. And last year we had a Halloween event there at her house, and it was so much fun. There were so many knocks on doors. There were so many people dressed up. It was hilarious and it was great fun. But the funniest thing that happened that night was we had a competition for, dressing in a mummy. So you put toilet roll round. There's a race to put toilet roll round people to make them into a mummy, and then so that we'd done that. I think I was like the one that was doing it. So there was like 5 mummies. I think it was 5 mummies, 4 mummies. I can't remember. And then there was a knock at the door, and there was a family. And I just said to this guy, and I don't know what made me do it, but it was really funny. I just said to this guy, "Oh, would you come in and judge the mummy?" We had this random guy come in the house, but not only that, he had his entourage, and all these people in fancy dress came in the house. Anyway, he judged the mummies, but it was so funny. And then they all left, and it was just hilarious. And that's what I love about Halloween. When the children were small, I was always the one that did the parties. And I learned that from my friend Annie. She always did parties, and I loved it so much. And then we moved away from each other, so then I did these Halloween parties. Oh my goodness me, it was such great fun. And the children still remember the Halloween parties and their friends coming round, and it was so much fun. We did trick-or-treating together, and Halloween was just our night. One of my favourite evenings. So we're going round to Harriet's this year with Matt and Hattie and his parents, and No Amelia, though. She loves Halloween too, because obviously both the girls love Halloween because of the parties we had. So we're going to miss Amelia. But before she went to Bali, I went, luckily, in the shop. They had some Halloween stuff, so I was able to get some banners and some bits for Bali. So I know she's enjoyed making those, and some little finger puppets. It doesn't matter what age your children are. At age 32, I'm still doing like finger puppets. I packed her off with the Halloween stuff, her birthday stuff and Christmas stuff in her little rucksack. Yeah. So anyway, I know I think she's planning a party somewhere in Bali, and we'll have lots of fun. So yeah, that'll be good this week. And I'm not going to look forward too much beyond that, because then we go away, which will be super exciting. And I've booked us in a spa day. Yay, when we're there. So, we found out when we went to Glastonbury the other month, for a couple of days, that next door to where we stay is a farm and a spa, and we can walk across the field to it. So that was a very big win, a big small win. So yeah, so I'm going to notice the wins this week, the small wins, going to be noticing them, and have a good week. Yeah, I'm going to have a good week, and we'll see what life has in store for us this week. What's it going to have in store? Will has to change the front door into a stable door. But he's done the patio doors now. He's learned a lot, hasn't he? He can do this. Do you reckon he can do it? I reckon he can do it. Here's Will, I can. He can do this. He's got this covered. So I don't know if he's going to be doing that this week, but he's got some tiling to do in the bathroom as well. So, and some skirting to finish. Anyway, he's going to be a busy boy again this week, but hopefully less stress, and we're going to notice the small wins. Have a good week. Really have a good week. And I really hope your week has been good, and that you can reflect on some small wins and enjoy the sunshine. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. We've got to make the most of it, haven't we? Let's just take a breath. The other thing that I hope to be able to do on this app is offer some live free meditations, so I'll keep you posted on that. Alistair, I know you listen to my podcasts. When will that come? When will we get that off, be able to do that? I'll update you next week on the podcast. So yeah, just taking a breath. Noticing the gaps between the breaths. Bringing you into that beautiful stillness. Nothing else for you to do right now. Nowhere else for you to go. You can just be here. Obviously, if you're listening to this while you're driving, then do what you can, but keep fully alert. Maybe switch me off. Noticing those moments between the breaths. Just stopping is a small win, isn't it? Eckhart Tolle says 1 conscious breath a day is all that needs for being in the present. And the more in the present we are, the more our soul and our whole being wants to be in presence. Breathing in, breathing out. Wishing you a week full of presents. Take care. Bye.